Welcome back, everyone, to Kilmeade and Friends. Governor Sarah Palin's with us now, and we're going to be taking calls shortly, so hang in there. She's a former governor of Alaska, as you know, and running mate to Senator John McCain, and the ultimate political heavyweight, although she's never been in better shape. She can now kill her own food and make her own tent. She can survive off the land, which I can't, because I grew up on Long Island, and you grew up in the wilderness of Alaska, which I have yet to visit. She is the author of a brand new book called Affirming Faith in a Divisive World. Sarah Palin, welcome back to Kilmeade and Friends.
Hey, thank you so much. And wow, man, what an introduction. I feel like a tough woman now.
Governor, what would it take for somebody like me who is established in my ways of shopping for food? How long would it take me to be competent in the wilderness?
Well, if you're with me by my side, or if I'm leading you, you're going to do just fine. But you know what? You're going to need me if push comes to shove and the economy crashes. And if you're looking for food, I will feed you fresh, organic food up there. We just have to shoot it first, okay?
Right.
And then you'll be taken care of.
Okay, so we don't just wait for it to pass on from old age and then cook it. You have to kill it.
We don't necessarily want to just consume roadkill either. Sorry, but we got to pull a trigger.
Okay, fine. I understand. Governor Palin, why this book now? Why was it important for you? Is this something you did every day and you decided to put it into a devotional for everybody else?
Yeah, because people are asking me all the time in this worried world. They're saying, these are tumultuous times. What the heck are we going to do? What are we going to do about terrorism? What are we going to do about an unjust taxation system? What are we going to do about people trying to take away our Second Amendment rights? And I say, you know what? Every one of those issues and every challenge you're facing personally, there's answers for you. And maybe you don't know where to look for them. I can show you where to look. And I show in the Old and the New Testament what the specific solutions are to every single problem that we're facing.
Yeah, the name of the book is Sweet Freedom. So, Governor, who got you? Why did religion resonate with you? There's so many parents that try to get their kids in religion. Sometimes it clicks and sometimes it doesn't. Why did it click with you as a kid and today?
Yeah, it clicked with me as a kid because having grown up in a very active Irish Catholic competitive family, it was kind of during the Jesus movement. I know that's church talk, but during the Jesus movement back in the 70s, my mom was seeking something more even than what she felt she was receiving from her church. She tuned into the Billy Graham Crusades at the time and decided, you know what, this personal relationship with Jesus stuff, that sounds what I'm looking for. So my mom, giving her life to Christ all those years ago, she led the rest of the family to the faith. And from there, Brian, why it is still so important to me, in fact, more and more every day, is because God has a way of just allowing situations in our lives that will drive us to our knees, to keep us humble, to keep us relying on Him and not relying on ourselves. So, man, I can't survive a day without it.
Wow. We're talking with Governor Sarah Palin. So, Governor, this book is out. I'm sure it's going to do quite well. Sweet Freedom's the name of it. And I did notice in your CBS piece that you would entertain another run for office.
Well, I would, and I talk about this in the book a little bit, too, about how we know that we're equipped with passions, with interests. We're given those by our Creator, and they're put in us not to frustrate us or tease us or to just sit on those interests and those gifts, those talents, whatever they may be, but they're to put us on a road towards fulfillment, towards productivity, ultimately helping other people. And I know that built within me is certainly a passion for this country and our exceptionalism and our history and our Constitution. So kind of putting that all together, that still leads me to this great love of what's going on in our political system in order to make things better.
Right. So in retrospect, do you regret not doing what Senator McCain did and Senator Rand Paul did and hold on to your title while you ran for the vice presidency? For example, you could have remained governor of Alaska and like he remained senator from Arizona in retrospect?
Yeah, no, I don't regret it at all, because what I was doing to the state of Alaska, the Obama administration really started cracking down on any of the freedom that I had as a governor in serving my state. They filed lawsuit after lawsuit, frivolous stuff against me so that I would be shut down and look ineffective. So I'm like, you know what, I'm screwing with the state of Alaska by being in the position that I'm in, holding on to a title. So I handed the reins to my lieutenant governor, and things went well for the state there, too, because he was this fiscally conservative as I was.
I
know that we made the right decision.
No, I think so too. And by the way, we're talking with Sarah Palin. Her book's out. It's called Sweet Freedom. Governor, what about senator? Would that be a logical thing for you, being that your residence is still Alaska? Would you like to be the next senator from Alaska?
I don't know what position it would be that I would strive for if it were to be in a political system in order to make a difference. Brian, I am one to be proof, I believe, that there can be some influence exuded and there can be some changes made via the position that you're in today. You don't have to have a title. You don't have to have an office and a nameplate outside that office door in order to make a difference. And with the freedom that I have today, just being a hockey mom up in Alaska, it's amazing that God can still use you.
Right, obviously, Governor. Right now, you look at these candidates. What one, if national security is the number one issue, who's your number one candidate?
Oh, man, that's a great question, because we know that national security is the number one issue. That's the job of the federal government. It's everything else, man, the federal government needs to leave alone and let the states and the individuals deal with. But national security, yeah. So what you're asking is, who's going to fight hardest to put America's security first? And we do need a fighter. We need that status quo that's got to go. We need someone who's willing and able to come up against that
and
on
you're
the Democrat
thinking,
side of the aisle.
And the answer is?
I'm thinking, listen, it's too early to endorse anybody, but I'm thinking we don't need more of the same. We don't need anybody who has been a part of the problem, part of that political establishment who's helped get us into the mess that we're in. We need fresh, new. Thankfully, we have a competitive primary, and it's just like sports. Competition makes everybody better and makes you produce more. So on the Republican side of the aisle, we have in the arena of ideas, we have a tough fight and very competitive, as opposed to the other side of the aisle with no diversity, just a bunch of grumpy old white guys and gal.
Right.
At least we have competition on our side.
So nothing yet. Sweet freedom. Thanks.